Hey guys, it's me, Kylie, and I'm coming again to you live today. And I'm actually trying a new software, so hopefully I'm going live in my Facebook group, the Exhausted Overachievers Club, and also to my other business page. Anyhow, if you are new to this page, my name is Kylie Kumalai-Ota, and I am an intuitive mindset and lifestyle coach for exhausted overachievers like you who just need a little bit of help getting over the stress and the overwhelm and you want to respond differently. Okay, so today we are talking about, again, this week we're talking about stressors, and safety is one of those stressors. Again, love, safety, and belonging. Today we're talking about safety, and yesterday we talked about the fight response and how I responded to my son. Today we're going to be talking about the flight response, meaning when you're faced with a dangerous situation and instead of actually fighting, you tend to flee or run away from it. So let's just jump in while we're out. And if you can hear me, I don't know if anyone can hear me out there, but if you're watching live, even if you give me a thumbs up, then I know that you're there. And if you pop on, just let me know and say hi. And if you're watching the replay, I'd love to, you know, hear from you. If you have any comments, questions, let me know. Anyway, let's jump right into the content for today, okay? So, as I mentioned yesterday, right, I've been divorced twice. And when we're talking about the stress response, so the first marriage didn't really quite work out. I was in the military and I was living on the mainland at the time. And my husband at the time was active duty. And what ended up happening was, because I was a military spouse, I had like no control over the finances, over really any of the decisions, because everything had to go through him because he was my sponsor. And me, being the control freak that I was at the time, I gave that up only like last year when I got the adrenal fatigue diagnosis. But when I got when I lost control over the finances and over everything, like he was like, no, you can't do that, and telling me what to do. It's like I kind of just got out of that situation, being at home living with my parents. Now I'm in the military. I'm like, hey, I don't want everybody telling me what to do, right? So I lost control of that situation. And then other things kind of got out of control as well. And I ended up leaving the mainland with my 6-month-old son. And so technically I took a real flight to get away from a stressful situation. Anyhow, more about the flight response. So yesterday we talked about the fight, where when something confronts you and you're like, whoa, you're gonna stay here and you're gonna stand your ground, right? So today is the other side of the coin, when you kind of realize that the obstacle or the thing that's in front of you is a little bit too big or too much for you to handle, and your brain kind of decides, not for me, and I'm going to turn and walk away. And like I promised yesterday, I was going to also talk about how the flight response is also responsible for your procrastination response. And if you are an exhausted overachiever, you are probably also a perfectionist and a high achiever as well, like used to having everything like done, perfect, everything. Today I was able to meet with one of my coaching buddies, and she's here visiting in Hawaii, so we had breakfast and we talked about letting go of perfectionism and how that really actually moves you to the next level. So for the longest time as a perfectionist, I was like, no, I have to do everything and wait till it's perfect before I launch. If you notice, like, these videos are not perfect either. So anyhow, sometimes when so back to the whole procrastination thing, right? Sometimes as perfectionists, the whatever we're doing at the time gets like so big, right? like say, like me, I have a business and I have a website, I have a social media account. Going live is sometimes scary, and you know, I have been procrastinating about going live, but I've been doing a consistency challenge with my mentor, Nicole Walters, and she actually dangled a pretty nice sized carrot in front of us and said, whoever meets the consistency challenge guidelines will get to have this super big, awesome um, prize. And that takes place inside of our little mastermind community and all of that. Anyhow, right? So for me, going live here, it's you know the prize is actually worth more than me actually freezing up. So hence, I'm not procrastinating, and I'm pushing myself through to get to the goal. But sometimes when before, I never used to like to go live because, like, hey, maybe my hair is not done, maybe my shirt's wrinkled or dirty, and actually my shirt's dirty, but you can't see it right now. um yeah, there there's a little bit of my breakfast on my shirt. And I I don't have any makeup on right now, and that used to deter me, like, oh my gosh, I have to put my face on, I have to put my hair on, and blah, blah, you know I have to look nice for these lives because I want to appear professional. I want people to like know, like, and trust me. So hey, you know and that so back to that perfectionism procrastination thing is when we want everything to be so perfect, we sometimes don't actually go and jump in and do it. And like, let's see, let me hold on, let me check my notes real quick. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, so kind of what I wanted to also share was, like, if you feel like you're in a situation where there's something that's so big and so daunting that you just want to run away from it, I'd like you to comment below and let me know how see if there's any mindset shifts that we can kind of work on. And um if you kind of feel like you're at the end of your rope, and you really, so for me, when I was married, I was really stressed out and I really couldn't take it anymore, right? And that's why I got the heck out of there, because I felt like circumstances were really out of my control. So there's other things that happened that I didn't mention here, but things got heated between my ex-husband and I, and yeah, that's a story for maybe my book or something, like way, way, way down the line. And I really thought I didn't have any way out. I really thought that that was it for me. I'm like, holy smokes, I'm 19, I have a baby, and I'm getting divorced. It's like my life is ruined. And if you feel like your life is too stressful and you feel like you're at the end of your rope, I'd love for you to reach out. Like, send me a message, send me a comment, something, because there's no reason why you should feel like that. And I'm so thankful to all the people that I relied on when I was down in the dumps. I mean, it still happens till this day. The friend that I had breakfast with, I shared with her some, about the conversation my son and I had yesterday, because she has older kids and she's kind of been through it, and she was like, okay, like, this is normal. And yeah, like, just kind of reassuring me that everything was still going to be okay, even though it may look daunting or look too big to handle. So if there's okay, I forgot one part about procrastination. So if there's something like if you find yourself scrolling through social media or kind of doing, like, let's say you have this project that's due, and you find yourself like, okay, oh, the house is messy, I need to go straighten it up, or oh my gosh, there's dishes in the sink, like the dishes were in the sink all day, and now all of a sudden it's messy and it's bugging you, and you have to do everything else before you get to that one thing that you don't want to do. That's a sign that you are in a flight response, because you're running away from the thing that you're supposed to be doing at the moment, and you're keeping yourself busy and preoccupied doing something else instead. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And if you have any questions about, like, how is procrastination really a stress response, I'd love for you to comment below. I mean, yeah, and I'd love for you to challenge me and say, how do you know, and all that stuff, because I'm not going to go into the scientific detail here. But I'd love to send you some free articles and things that I found that helped me fix my adrenal glands and get my stress response back to normal. So, if anything, you can go ahead and go to my website, www.alohaunveiled.com, or you can click up there at the top and get your free energy blueprint to kind of help you get more energy, get rid of the stress and overwhelm by opting into the free newsletter. Is totally free, no obligation. But also what I'm going to be adding is, if you want some email notifications, I just signed up with some really cool software, and it will actually send you an email every time that I go live. If you're interested in that, because I'm going to be keeping on doing this series about stressors for the month of July, if you'd like to know more about it and what's coming up, go ahead and subscribe. And I think that is it. Again, if you found any of this information helpful, insightful, maybe somebody that you know kind of procrastinates and not doing the things that they're supposed to do, and you'd like them to do more of that, go ahead and send this to them or post it on your page, whatever. And I hope to see you tomorrow, where we're gonna talk again about the stress response, and it's something different, maybe something new that you haven't thought about before, and hopefully I'll knock your socks off. Okay, again, this is Kylie Kumalai Ota with the Aloha Unveiled Transformational Program, and I'm an intuitive mindset and lifestyle coach, helping you exhausted overachievers to eliminate your stress and overwhelm and respond better to life. So talk to you soon. Aloha.